Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Vapor. We're going to be continuing on with the second part of this best of three between Happy, our Terran player at the bottom left hand side of Ruins of Ceres, and Petit Drogo, who is on the bottom right hand side. Now, let's jump straight into this. Before I spoil who won the first game, please, if you haven't seen it, go back on the channel and watch the previous game. It should be right before this one, and that way you won't get any sort of disappointment. 3, 2, 1, that's it. Happy won the last game using his Liberators to block off complete access for Petit Drogo's forces. Petit Drogo had nothing to respond with, particularly no air units, and based on that, Happy won quite straight out, even though he was most of the time behind the bases. So we're going to be continuing on here. No scouting done just yet. It is about a minute in, so hopefully we're going to see, there we go, an SCV going out. Actually, it looks like he's going to go and build a command center rather than scouting. So let's see that. Putting it down at 17 supply. Quite normal so far. No barracks coming up yet, but we're going to see that as soon as the minerals are up and enough. Yep, there we go. Now, with the gateway almost complete at this stage, it does look like he's going to go for Nexus after the gateway. So doing a little bit opposite to what Happy done, and potentially, I really don't know when it comes to Terran versus Protoss. I suppose the one thing that he really needs to have the gateway up for first is to throw down the cybernetic score and have stalkers available just in case there is going to be some early Reaper play. Of course, Reapers, if they are going to catch you off guard, they could potentially just absolutely wipe out your base before you have anything to respond with. Zealots are far too slow to respond to Reapers, and as such, you know, the stalker rush for Protoss really is required, particularly if you don't know what's going on. Just a bit of harassment going on from the probe here, just going to be a little bit annoying, not going to get much done. This command center really can't be stopped at this stage. Being completed right now, second barracks on the way as well, and the third barracks. So we're going to see a lot of barracks units. I wonder, is he just going to rush a bunch of Marines and just rush on into Petit Drogo's base and destroy it? I'm not quite sure what he has seen. He has seen this. He hasn't actually seen the robo, which has just been placed, so that's quite interesting to note. So he's not really going to be sure, familiar, or he's not really going to be sure of what's going to be going on here. Maybe he's looking for a proxy gateways or something like that. As you can see there, he did check if there was an early third expansion. If that was the case, these barracks would be absolutely working overtime to produce Marines and just absolutely rush down, because of course a 3 gateway start against a bunch of Marines, not going to work out. You're not going to be able to get enough units for that to defend against that. So here we go, a total of 6 at the moment, no medevacs on the way, so this kind of suggests to me that he is just going to produce a bunch of Marines. Oh, there we go, blocking off the adept from going through. So it's going to be a bit of an interesting situation now. The question is, do I go and attack the enemy, or do I defend against this adept? I believe he would only need about 3 Marines. Oh, this adept getting out of position a little bit. Petit Drogo just not watching it at the correct time. A little bit unfortunate, the camera was focused on another area, and at that point just a bit of shoot and scoot and the Marines take it out. Free kill, and this is going to cause a little bit of trouble for Petit Drogo. We see a lot of gateways being put up, so that's a total of 5 if I'm counting correct. The natural almost fully saturated, 9 workers on it at the moment, or even 10 with that one that was putting up a building. Another refinery coming up. Let's see what he's building here. A factory. So he is going to start to tech up a little bit. I wonder, is this factory going to be as far as it goes? I do believe that at this point he's going to be a little bit passive, try to build up his economy, maybe perhaps tech up a little bit. I'm going to bring up the production tab while we're here. Unit wise, we only have a few Marines. Tech wise, we have STEM on the way. We have an observer just in case. I wonder, is he concerned about Banshee play being in place right now? It could still come out, I suppose. I mean, he does have 1 tech lab already, which could be used for it right after the stim pack is done. There we go, we do have a starport coming out. Wonder what is going to come out of that. Based on the army composition, I'm assuming it's going to be medevacs, nothing else other than that for now. 2 bunkers going down, so what I presume is that he's going to throw a few Marines in here just in case there's a few adepts out there, which in fact there is. There's 5 of them in total, and another 4 inside this this warp prism. So he's probably just going to be a little bit annoying in the front, just, you know, prevent a little bit of, or, you know, distract the Marines, and then at the same time take these 4 adepts over there and just bring them on into the main base. Oh, this warp prism a little bit dangerous right now, using the microplay that they do quite often, just throwing in basically as soon as your unit runs out of shields, just bring it into the warp prism to prevent it from getting taken out. Now this is quite interesting here. A lot of adepts still being warped in. He's gonna potentially lose these guys if he leaves them behind, but of course the Shade is able to help them get away there. A lot of SCVs also pulled off the line here. Of course, this is from the natural base itself, so based on economic damage, there's a lot happening here right now. These SCVs just standing there, obviously not able to quite do anything about this. I'm not sure if Happy has anything to respond to this amount of adepts at this particular time. I do believe that without siege tanks, he's not going to be able to pull off too much here. Oh, there we go. We have defender circles coming up. Of course, adepts not able to fire at air units, so this is going to be quite a swift and clean cleanup as soon as the actual Liberator comes up. These guys are going to end up backing off here. The mining has resumed. The warp prism's still behind here, if you notice, so just going to probably be a little bit annoying in the back of the base here, and that I don't know how effective that'll be, seeing as this base is slowly getting mined out. I mean, of course, every bit of damage counts. There we go. Gonna take out a few units here. That's 3 SCVs down already. Gonna end up backing up here. Stay safe. Don't, you know, overcommit to it. I believe that the Liberator is actually much faster than the Warp Prism. Liberator is surprisingly faster, just a little bit slower than Mutalisk as far as I'm aware as well. So if this doesn't get back to safety, eventually it is going to get caught up with and destroyed, but it is going to take some time. About 14 damage going every time he gets hit. So there you go. As I said, it will take quite some time before this gets destroyed. Let's see if he's responding with any anti-air. He does in fact have a few Stalkers on the field, and Colossus on the way also. So let's see what's going to happen here. Last time the Liberator's pretty much alone, single-handedly won him the game. Let's see if he's going to try to do the exact same thing. Let's bring up the production tab. He does have one more Liberator coming up. Concussive shells for Marauders also on the way. A few SCVs, obviously a command center also being built here, so he is potentially interested in expanding. I wonder, is he going to expand right now, or is he going to wait for a better opportunity? Probably during this attack, because the Protoss player will of course be distracted at that point, and not much he'll be able to do about denying a third base. The Protoss player is actually also on 2 bases at the moment, so he's not that far ahead in terms of economy. Probably even a little bit. Oh, that's interesting. Are these just badly... Yeah, it did look like they were just badly rallied, so that they were going over here instead of on the actual mineral patch. So he's a little bit oversaturated there, which suggests to me that he could potentially be going for an expand soon. It is of course going to get spotted as soon as he tries it, though. There is a Marine here standing guard. There we go. The expansion coming down now. 1 Stalker going to be left behind. I'm not sure if it's more worthy to leave a Stalker or an Adept. Probably a Stalker, seeing as it can run away a lot easier. Okay, so we do have 1 Defender Circle here with the Liberator. It's not going to be able to do that much if you think about it. Just 1 Liberator, but the 2 bunkers are going to be what's more dangerous here, just completely defending against whatever there is. A lot of SCVs also prepared to repair here, so this could be quite an ugly fight. Let's see what happens. Just getting scouted out there. There's 1 Colossus. I do believe he has the upgrade for the range. He does indeed. 2 Colossus here now. Let's see what else he is on the way. He does have a Nexus being prepared. He's probably going to throw away a bunch, or throw over a bunch of probes in just a few moments now, once he realizes that is about to finish. Doing a bit of long distance mining. He could potentially do it with these SCVs already, or these drones. I call them every single type of worker except for the one that they actually are, probes. So he is going to pull away. Probably should take another 2 from here and 1 from the Vespene Geyser, just in case, to basically just maximize the amount of income that he has. So let's have a look there. 1200 roughly minerals per minute for the Terran, and just about 900 for the Protoss. That is obviously being caused by the mules. Mules just ridiculous for bringing income to Terrans, particularly when they're down on SCVs, which they actually aren't. Let's bring up the production tab, see what else is being built. We do have level 1 for Protoss weapons for the ground. I'm not sure what he's trying to pull off with this. I really don't agree with this. The fact that he has Liberators again, it could result in the same situation. On the other hand though, he is on the defense this time rather than the attack, so if the Liberators do decide to leave and go towards the Protoss base, the actual the Protoss army is just going to end up rushing this base and basically destroying everything, potentially even before the Protoss player, you know, wins the base race. Just an observer there, very nicely placed there, very difficult to spot. I'm going to quickly see how this looks like. Oh wow, look at this. I mean, you'd really have to know that the observer is there to really see it. That is very good placement. Absolutely beautiful. And he still doesn't see it. This is just absolutely phenomenal placement. Oh, there we go. We do have an engage here. 4 Colossus on the field now. There is actually also an Archon here. Not quite sure what the purpose of that is. I believe perhaps to absorb damage from the Liberator. So this is just building onto the Protoss, sorry, the Terran I am a turtle style, just constantly defending. We do have a lot of long-range harass going off here with the Colossus. Very good for basically defending or attacking against the Liberator length or distance. So taking out the Refiner is going to do just a bit of economical harass here. Not a huge amount, but of course every little helps. Factory in the air here, going to probably get taken out if he doesn't take care of it too fast. Stalker is going to come around the corner here, potentially take it out, but no, it looks like he actually ends up deciding to back off, and actually I take that back, he does look like he's still interested in his factory. It is going to start going on fire very shortly. Let's see if he actually does do that. Yeah, there we go. Now we do have to have an SCV come repair it, otherwise it will end up dropping very quickly with the fire that's spreading through the hulls of it. A few Zealots coming off the back here. I wonder, oh there we go, he's actually going to use them to do a bit of harass play. Not quite sure why he didn't just warp them in using the warp prism, but oh well. Right, so here we go. We have a command center. I wonder, is this going to be a planetary fortress? I mean, it makes no sense to build one right in front of the orbital command here, unless he really wants to put the planetary there. So at this time, looking at the supply, the Protoss player is actually maxed out, just 1 unit down, but let's call it maxed out. The Terran player a little bit down, but if we look at the units that we have on the field, 58 SCVs to 57 probes, just about the same. The army compositions are sitting just about right at about 140 apiece. Scout Phoenix coming out as well, obviously not really scared about losing that. Okay, let's see. So a lot of these Liberators, there is currently 15 Liberators on the field. If he puts them down in a circle like this army would be decimated in no time. So this base is slowly starting to lose mineral fields. This main base just about to be mined out. Actually, that's quite interesting because that means that our Terran player Happy is going to be left with one fully productive base and one which is starting to slowly get gimped down as he mines it out. And that of course is going to reflect on the economy here as well. He is ahead at the moment, but as soon as this base starts losing value, and as well as the actual mules coming down, the Protoss player is going to slowly start to pull ahead, seeing as he is currently sitting on 4 bases. So let's see what's going on here. Ooh, he did put up a sensor tower to see when the engage is coming. A few units coming out here. I suppose a bit of a scouting party gets taken out completely, pretty much immediately. Oh, look at this. We do have High Templars here. I wonder, is he going to use them for Archons, or if he's going to use them for potentially using the Psionic Storms on top of the Terran army. It's going to be interesting to see that. I do believe it's probably going to be used for storms. You can see a lot of clumping going on here from our Terran player, and of course he doesn't really want this to happen. This one Liberator deciding to go all Rambo, unfortunately not really paying off exactly as he wanted. Oh, again coming off from the side here, just about out the outskirts there. One Stalker getting taken out, 2 Stalkers, and now he decides to back off. He does lose a little bit of units there, but I believe that he is doing the correct thing and backing out. This Stalker, or this Archon, unfortunately getting taken out, staying inside that circle just a little bit too long. Another base here being taken, so it didn't end up being a planetary fortress. Instead, he ended up taking a command center. Now, one thing I noticed there's actually an academy on the field, which suggests you could build a few ghosts. Let's have a look at the production tab. No ghosts on the way yet. I was thinking that he might take it for the EMP, AoE just to get rid of the shields, but doesn't look like that's the case. Defender circles very late going down. A lot of Psionic Storms already on the field, doing a lot of area of effect damage to these Liberators, so they're all a little bit down. He does have ACVs actually out to repair these guys, but I think that these guys being here is not the greatest of things. He might get engaged right now, and just put a few Liberators here. By a few I mean 8, that's about half of them. He could potentially get killed. Let's see. So another sensor tower going down in this fort base. This Terran really, or this Terran Happy, he does have a name, let's stick to it. He does really seem to be interested in turtling this along. Defender circles going down again. These guys are a little bit vulnerable before the rest of the army comes along, so let's see what the Protoss player is going to do. He does scout this out. Oh, one Colossus getting missed macroed. Oh, okay, we have Tempest on the field now. They are going to do a bit of long range harass, of course. The Tempest very good for dealing with Liberators. While they don't do a whole lot of damage to them, they do indeed hit them from very, very far, so also having a lot of health, so they're very difficult to kill. Liberators are very good against clumped up units such as Mutalisks, not so much against big large units such as Carriers and Tempest. So there we go, we do have the full on engage. He did decide to go for this Planetary Fortress. A lot of SCVs that are repairing it, but they get taken out pretty much instantly. Oh, the big massive group of Defender Circles, and the units are going to get absolutely decimated, the ones that are still stuck in it. 2 Archons being warped into the field, just absorbing some of the damage. I'm not quite sure how good it is for Petit Drogo to actually fight here. The Defender Circle is going down now. This could be a moment to take out 1 or 2 of the Liberators until he sets up those circles again. I do believe that at this point it could be anyone's game. Happy's units are so low, but he does appear to have a little bit more of them, whereas Petit Drogo's units are bigger, but they have almost full health, most of them anyway. So let's see here, another Liberator getting taken out. This Liberator going to get one-shotted here by those 4 Tempests, I can't quite think of their name. Another Liberator drops, another one drops. This is going to be huge for progression for the Protoss player. He's going to potentially soon engage straight onto here. He does see that at this point there are a lot less of the Liberators left. The Planetary here getting attacked. It does start nuking away at units. The Planetary, by the way, doing 40 damage a piece, so you know, quite heavy damage, particularly if it's being repaired. The SCV is not being pulled off to repair that, however, so this does end up falling. I'm not quite sure if that was intentional or whether he just basically didn't want to or didn't notice that it's being destroyed. I assume he did. I mean, he was controlling the units. So, oh, a huge storm coming off there, losing a few units. There was about 4 or 5 Marines, and I think 1 or 2 Marauders that actually dropped there. A lot of damage. Turret getting taken out. This factory being quite annoying, scouting the whole time. Time Warp coming down, so it does look like he's interested in taking out this second expansion. This is completely mined out. This is completely mined out. This could be it if Petit Drogo actually takes out this expansion. This could be it for our Terran player. There is still quite a few of these Tempests on the field. All he really has to do is destroy the command center. Happy has absolutely no resources to rebuild it. So at this stage, it's either go all in or lose the game. Happy going all in, getting kited with the Psionic Storm. I do believe this is going to be GG call from Happy, and that is going to bring the series to a 1-1 result. One more game. We are going to have a third game in this one, which is absolutely great. I'll go ahead and download that right now and begin casting it right after. Brilliant game, very well played from Petit Drogo, not getting overly aggressive against the Liberators. Not quite sure if I would have the same nerves, just standing there waiting for an opportunity, taking out those Liberators one by one. A very good idea to bring out the Tempest. They don't do a huge load of damage versus Liberators, but on the other hand, they shoot so damn far and have so much health that they're very hard for Liberators to deal with. So that's pretty much it from this episode. I will see you guys in the next video. Please like the video if you've liked it. Share it with your friends if you have anybody who's interested in StarCraft 2, and of course casts of the Pro League, of the Pro scene rather. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for subscribing if you've done so already, and if you haven't, of course, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next episode. I'll stop talking now. I do tend to talk on a little bit too much in the intro. Good luck, take care, bye bye.